Hello everyone, just me, Jeff Donnelly, JP Donnelly, JP Donnelly 8 at YouTube, JP Donnelly 8 at Instagram, jpdonnelly8.com. Basically just about everywhere that you think of JP Donnelly 8. So right now I want to talk a little bit about my view on what's going on in Ukraine. So we have Putin over in Russia, who seems to be wanting to to regain control of the former countries that used to make up the Soviet Union. So during Bush's time in office, he took over a little bit of the country Georgia. When Obama was in office, he took over a chunk of Ukraine, which is called Crimea. And now what he's trying to do is he's trying to obviously take over the whole, if not most, of Ukraine. Right now he claims that he's doing this because he worries about Ukraine becoming a member of NATO. Realistically, we weren't at war. Russia wasn't at war. Russia has nothing to fear about Ukraine. Yet they're claiming that they're fearing that Ukraine is doing a bunch of things to Russia, which they're not. It's just being used as a reason for Putin to actually try to annex, the Ukraine, because he considers that part of Russia. Right now, the United States government and members in Europe are actually talking about placing sanctions on Russia for what's going on with Ukraine. If the United States of America, Great Britain, and other countries in Europe want to get involved in this, the way to get involved is not to place sanctions on Russia right now. It's too late to place sanctions. And the sanctions that they're talking about placing are about import and export, but don't include what I'm hearing is it's not including the energy sector, which is oil, natural gas, and such like that. That's where Russia's making all their money right now, is through selling oil and natural gas and other fuel sources to Europe as well as the United States. So if we really want to actually hurt Russia, instead of just stopping their banks, freezing the assets for banks in that country and the wealthy individuals in that country, what needs to be done is you need to close off the pipelines, the fuel pipelines from Russia. But America's not going to do that because we're getting a lot of our oil from Russia right now, after the Biden administration stopped the production of pipelines and other forms of drilling that we were doing in America. When under the last administration, we were actually we didn't have oil coming from other countries and such. We were using our own reserves, our own production. But getting to it, if any sanctions are going to work against Russia, it's going to be to cut off all money and all funds that are coming into Russia from other countries through their oil and natural gas and other forms of commerce. We can't just go halfway into this, because right now, as we talk and we talk and we talk, the citizens of Ukraine are being murdered by Russia. And we need to stop thinking about fuel prices and how we need Russia in order to actually get Russia to stop their aggression towards Ukraine. And even that could be considered as an act of war, is if we actually put sanctions on Russia for invading Ukraine. Because remember, Ukraine is not a member of NATO, even though they've tried and they want to be, because they're afraid of Russia and they would rather be with the United States and other powers in Europe than to be under the influence of Russia. So to place sanctions on Russia could actually be considered as an act of aggression towards Russia by Russia. And Putin is saying that if we attack him, that he will be fighting back. But the way he's saying this is, it appears that he is talking about nuclear war. So we need to really ask ourselves, are we in this or are we not in this? If we're in this, we need to be in this and actually fast track, the process and allow the Ukraine to become a member of NATO, and then to right away inform Russia that they're to withdraw troops, or else we will be taking a defensive action in Ukraine by supplying Ukraine with military members as well as supplies. If not, we need to shut up, stand down, and let the Ukraine know that they're alone in this war that they're at right now. This war that they're fighting for their own safety and their own future as a country against one of the largest countries in the world, Russia. It's, as an American who believes in freedom, I really think that we should put our foot down on Russia and let Russia know that we're not going to stand by and allow them to do this to Ukraine. And the best way to do this would be to fast track Ukraine into NATO and give them the ultimatum to leave. That's all I can really think about, because if we actually enter them into NATO right now and inform Russia that we will be sending troops into Ukraine to repel the invasion, I believe that Russia might actually withdraw from Ukraine without any more civilians being murdered in the name of a power grab, because we all know that Russia wants the satellite countries that used to make up the Soviet Union, because he wants that landmass. He wants the resources. He's been the president of Russia for 20 years now. And when you look at it, when Bush was in office, he took parts of Georgia, the country Georgia. When Obama was in office, he took the Crimea portion of the Ukraine. And now Biden's in office, he's going after, it appears, the whole Ukraine. If we let him continue this way, where's he going next? I'm not saying he's Hitler, but if you look at Hitler first went after Austria and annexed that to Germany, and then he started going after other countries as well, because no one was there to stop him. Someone needs to stop Russia from expanding. There's nothing wrong with Russia as a country or the people in Russia as a people. They're good people in Russia as well, but we just need to stop what's going on right now. And the only way I can think about stopping it is to actually have the Ukraine join NATO. Because if Ukraine joined NATO, we'd have a reason to actually get involved. And I don't think that Russia wants to see World War III happen over a small country like Ukraine. Okay, once again, Jeffery P Donnelly, JP Donnelly, jpdonnelly8.com, JP Donnelly8 at YouTube. Like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. Okay, have a great night.